Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the Legislative Affairs Subcommittee. Please join me in a salute to the flag.
Roll call of the members. Councilor Guarino Sawaya.
Here.
Here. Councilor Haas.
Here.
Here. Councilor Kelly.
Here.
Here. Councilor McKenna.
Here.
Here. And Chairman Argenzio.
Here.
Here. Quorum is present. We have 2 items on tonight's agenda. Council Order 25-265, an ordinance further amending the Affordable Housing Trust Fund powers and duties.
Thank you. Any councilors wish to speak on this? I think this was just a housekeeping item. We've discussed this at length. If no one has any comment, a roll call to look on it favorably.
Shall the Legislative Affairs Subcommittee provide a favorable recommendation to adopt the ordinance as proposed? Councilor Guarino Sawaya?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Haas?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Kelly?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McKenna? Yes. Yes, and Chairman Argenzio?
Yes.
Yes, the proposed ordinance has received a favorable recommendation for adoption. And second agenda item, why my computer keeps shutting off, is Council Order 25-266, an ordinance relative to sign maintenance.
Thank you. Any councilors wishing to speak? No comment from the council? We can move forward to a roll call in the affirmative.
Shall the Legislative Affairs Subcommittee offer a favorable recommendation to adopt the ordinance as proposed? Councilor Guarino Sawaya?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Haas?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Kelly?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McKenna? Yes. Yes, and Chairman Argenzio?
Yes.
Yes, the ordinance has received a favorable recommendation and will be forwarded to the full City Council this evening. There's no further business, Chairman.
No further business. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Welcome to the December 1st, 2025 meeting of the Zoning Subcommittee of the Revere City Council. All rise and salute the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call of the members, Counselor Agenzio.
Here.
Here, Counselor Guarino Sawaya. Here, Counselor Jaramillo. Absent. Counselor Novoselsky.
Here.
Here, and Chairman Zambudo.
Here.
Here, quorum is present. One application tonight pending. Shirley Avenue Realty Trust, trustee James Perry, 65 County Road, Chelsea, Mass., requesting a special permit from the Revere City Council to allow the existing storefront and 9 residential units to remain in place where city records indicate a storefront and 6 residential units at 85 Shirley Avenue.
Counselor?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members. Not to reiterate what we had addressed the council of in support of our application for special permit, if any of the subcommittee members have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them, and sorry for keeping you waiting. Thank you.
So if you can just reiterate what we all know.
Okay.
This is for the audience that happens to be watching.
Indeed. So when Jim and his brother Tom bought this building about 26 years ago, there was existing there a storefront and 9 apartment units. During the course of the years, they did some minor upkeep. They did not expand the living space. They did not increase the number of units, and did sort of architectural and regular maintenance to the outside of the building. They came into a contract with the housing task force after 1 or 2 of the tenants had made some complaints about substandard code provisions and possible violations. And when the housing task force did a site inspection, they noticed, as they were inspecting and re-inspecting the repairs, that there were more dwelling units within the building than had been indicated on the record. Although they were obviously older units, there was no indication of any current construction or any subdivisions of any apartments in there. And so at their next meeting, they asked us to come in and get that squared away so that the assessor's records, the building records, and what's actually at the locus would all be compliant and consistent. So in order to do that, we would require, according to the Site Plan Review Committee, a special permit to increase a pre-existing non-conforming use. 6 units is non-conforming, 9 is non-conforming. We're increasing, not replacing, but just to bring it into compliance, to validate it.
Great. Now, that sums it up perfectly. And the point I was trying to make is that this is an existing situation. This is not, we're not really doing anything except making this legal. That's been there for some 20-some-odd years at least.
Yes.
And probably before they bought it.
Yes.
So I just wanted everybody to know what was going on here, that we don't do anything underhanded. Everything's above board, and that's what this is all about. And so this is a case where we're making something that should have been legal a long time ago, legal now, and that's what this special permit is about. Okay.
Indeed.
Any members? Councilor Novoselsky, whose ward it's in.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we have no problem with this, and, or I have no problem with this. I didn't even have a community meeting on it because I knew it was a cut and dry thing. And there was no reconstruction, no expanding, and, you know, the only thing that we're adding in is that they can't get parking permits, visitor permits, or permanent permits for anybody in the building, so, and that they have to rent to a lease to people that don't have cars, except for maybe the 3 or 4 spaces they have in the back, which is on their property. But they still can't get any street parking, you know, by permit. That's the standard that we've done for anything 6 or over. So But this is something that is similar to what's been going on all over the city with 1 and 2 family houses. People are looking to make a 2-family illegal too, and it's been 2 for 25, 30 years. So they're coming to make that legal. It's a smaller scale, but I have no problem with this, and I think we should let it go through. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Nobody else? Madam Clerk?
Conditions, Chairman, from site plan review?
Yes, please.
Conditions from site plan review, in addition to what was discussed at the zoning subcommittee, as requested by Councilor Novoselsky. 1, all residential units shall be brought into compliance with building, plumbing, electrical, fire safety, and health codes. 2, the property shall not be eligible for participation in the City of Riviera's residential and visitor on-street permit parking program. 3, the project proponent must pay a SOAR mitigation fee, which is based on 10 times 110 gallons per bedroom times $1.30 per gallon. This fee shall be calculated based on the increased number of bedrooms beyond what presently exists. The SOAR mitigation fee shall be utilized to remove inflow and infiltration from entering the SOAR system and shall be paid to the City of Revere in 2 installments, 50% prior to the issuance of a building permit and 50% prior to the issuance of an occupancy permit. And lastly, in accordance with Chapter 1747, the Capital Improvement Trust Fund is applicable to this project.
Call the roll.
Shall the zoning subcommittee offer a favorable recommendation to approve the special permit subject to those conditions? Counselor Agenzio?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Guarino Sawaya?
Yes.
Yes. Counselor Jaramillo is absent. Counselor Novoselsky?
Yes.
Yes, and Chairman Zambudo?
Yes.
Yes, the special permit has received a favorable recommendation to be granted. No further business.
Thank you very much.
No further business for the zoning subcommittee. Thank you all.
Okay. We will begin our subcommittee meeting on climate, workforce, and sustainability. If the members would kindly rise to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, roll call of the members, please.
Roll call of the members. Counselor Agenzio?
Yes. Here.
Here. Counselor Guarino Sawaya?
Here.
Here. Counselor Kelly?
Here.
Here. Counselor McKenna? Here. And Chairman Jaramillo?
Here.
Here. Quorum is present. One item on tonight's agenda, that's communication from the Chief of Planning and Community Development requesting time to conduct a presentation on the work of the North Suffolk Office of Resiliency and Sustainability.
Mr. Skarowski?
Good evening, councilors. Tom Skarowski, 281 Broadway. Excited to be with you tonight to talk about the wonderful work of the North Suffolk Office of Resiliency and Sustainability, otherwise known as NSORS. We haven't had an opportunity since this office was formed to really fill in the council on all the wonderful work that we're doing. So I wanted to take this as an opportunity to, number one, introduce the wonderful team I have with me tonight, who's been spearheading this work for the city, as well as the town of Winthrop and the city of Chelsea. Number two, to get your insights on various areas of interest related to climate, sustainability, and resiliency work in the city. And then most importantly, perhaps through your work as advocates for your constituents in the city, making sure you're spreading the word about some of the programs and topics we'll be talking about tonight, but also extending an opportunity for folks to get more engaged in this work in the future, both in resiliency work and sustainability work. There have been and will be many more opportunities to get engaged with the public in this work, and we want to make sure people are aware of the office, the work that we do, and the opportunities to get engaged. I was heartened to see some petitions go through, some motions on this evening's council agenda related to items in the resiliency and sustainability space. So hopefully there'll be more opportunities like that in the future for us to continue this conversation. I realize we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to get right into it. Just to introduce the team briefly, we've got Abderrazak Azib, our sustainability manager, Kristen Homeyer, our resilience manager, and Lydia Malcolmus, our energy advocate, who comprise the three-person team, which is overseen by Winthrop, Chelsea, and Revere, respectively. And just to cover NSORS briefly, it was established in 2021 to advance projects and actionable solutions that combat climate change and protect people, critical infrastructure, and the environment, with goals to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and air pollution that are generated by and affect these communities, and then build the capacity of the municipalities to better prepare for and respond to catastrophic events, and ultimately to lead a lot of really important regional efforts in these three communities which comprise North Suffolk County. So I'm going to take some time now passing it to our team to talk first about resiliency and then sustainability efforts briefly, and then we'll have a quick Q&A with the council. So I'm going to hand it over to Kristen to talk about some of the resiliency work that we're doing.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen. Nice to see some of you again, and nice to meet you. So I'm the resilience manager, and I focus on projects that look at climate hazards such as extreme heat, sea level rise, flooding, and emergency preparedness. And so for an example of some of the projects that I work on, so a lot of those deal with green infrastructure. So for example, in the Shirley Ave neighborhood, we're trying to plant 30 street trees that will help with extreme heat when people are walking by in that downtown corridor area there. And we're also looking to put in a rain garden pilot outside of City Hall to help with stormwater management and to deal with some of the flooding issues out here. Another project that I'm working on is the community rating system, which is a FEMA program that will lower residents' flood insurance costs and will also increase educational awareness about flooding in Revere and also help residents of Revere be aware of their flood risk. And it is a really hefty program, but we think it will benefit people because it will help lower their flood insurance rates. Some of you may know about the Beachmont Resilience Project. Councillor McKenna was instrumental in helping us get this project off the ground. We were awarded a grant from the Coastal Zone Management, or CZM, in FY25 last year that looked at short-term actions and long-term solutions to reduce flooding in the Beachmont area. And from this project, we heard a lot from residents about how their cars were constantly being flooded, either from high tides or extreme precipitation events or both. And so that kind of inspired our design for Beachmont's Resilience Phase 2, where we will be installing early flood warning sensors that will help residents be alerted to move their cars. So that will be like a text alert that will go out to the residents for that neighborhood to help with that. And we're also looking into a citywide utility elevation assistance program, because something else that we heard a lot through that our outreach and engagement last year was that flood insurance only covers so much, and it only covers it like utilities if they need to be replaced from a damaging event. And so they can't cover the extra costs to raise the utilities to make sure that they don't constantly get flooded, and to also be replaced constantly. So we're looking at how can we help residents with that gap to help elevate their utilities. And because this program was liked so much, MAPC, which is the regional planning agency for Metro Boston area, they wanted to help fund an early flood warning sensor system for Rumney Marsh. So that will be helping residents in Oak Island, Riverside, and Point of Pines. If there's any major flood coming where they think their cars might be flooded, same with the Beachmont neighborhood, that will help them move their cars earlier. And we'll also be doing a lot of outreach and engagement about flood risk awareness and what they can do to help make their property more flood proof. And I'm going to pass it now to my colleague Abdurazak for sustainability.
Good evening, City Council. My name is Abdurazak Azib, Sustainability Project Manager for North Suffolk Office of Resilience and Sustainability, and I think we just might have lost our slides here. I didn't do anything, I promise. Oh.
We are never immune to technical difficulties here.
Oh, perfect timing for me.
That's why we want to build sustainability.
We keep trying.
Maybe we could take advantage of this brief technical moment and answer any questions that you might have related to resiliency and some of the things that Kristen mentioned. Councilor McKenna?
Thank you. Kristen, you touched on rain and ocean, but you didn't touch on marsh, and that's one of the biggest problems down there. Is that going to be also included with this alert system?
Yes, so there will be 2 flood sensors for the Belle Isle Marsh area, for Beachmont, and then 2 for Rumney Marsh that will help collect data from past storm events and also predict from the current data that we will be collecting. And it's not going to be a sensor that emits any light or sound. It will just be collecting the different flood depth levels. So there will not be any disturbance to any of the residents living by the sensors.
All right, we could try this one more time. My name is Abdurazak Azib, Sustainability Project Manager for the North Suffolk Office of Resilience and Sustainability. Most of our sustainability projects are under the umbrella of energy efficiency, waste management, transportation-related projects as well. But in Revere projects, I'll just be covering the energy efficiency and our curbside compost program. One of the projects is the municipal aggregation, Revere Power Choice, which is the city's electricity aggregation program that has been designed to provide stable, competitive electricity rates for residents and businesses. The rates up there in the slides are the current rates that are available right now through the Revere Power Choice. Some notable highlights here for the program since its launch in June, this past summer of 2025, is that the cost savings for the participants collectively have saved over $350,000. Another important aspect of the program is that there's an option of cleaner electricity by providing access to higher renewable energy content than just the standard sort of utility supplies. And an important component is the consumer protection, which is the fixed contract term that is assigned with the program for 2 years. Up next is the organic waste program, Revere Curbside Compost Program. We're currently under the development and launch of this program, pending the sign-up for the 250 households with partnership with Garbage to Garden. The way this program works is that each week a resident gets to place their bin at the curb when the vendor comes and collect the bins. The service is available to residents of any size, and that is including large buildings, and we'd like to emphasize on that in particular because it's one of the biggest questions that we've been receiving during the outreach process. We are highlighting some reduced rates here. That is in compared to other municipalities that run it at somewhat relatively higher rates per month, but with the caveat of being able to start at 250 signups. We are including a $100 gift card for households who participate for a 12-month with the curbside program. For the 1,000 signups, all residents will receive a free starter kit, which includes a curbside bin, a roll of liners, and a how-to booklet that guides them on what can they compost and what they cannot compost. Another component of this program is that we've been receiving a lot of feedback on the rodent issues that are related with the program. And so we've seen that the bins themselves with really secure lids kind of help reduce rodent access to food because they're not available in the regular trash bins. And lastly, I'm going to cover a little bit on energy efficiency for municipal buildings specifically. And the role of the NSOAR's office here is that we support in planning, coordinating, and implementing energy upgrades across municipal buildings, including school buildings. We start by doing comprehensive building assessments through the Mass Save program and partnership with the utilities through what we call a community solutions program. Some of the funding that is currently available for us is Energy Efficiency Conservation Block Grant, which is a federal funding that we have secured for specifically the City Hall energy efficiency upgrades, at least part of it for phase 1. And then the Mass CEC, or the Massachusetts Clean Energy Center Empower program, with collaborating with MAPC, the Metropolitan Area Planning Council, to conduct a strategic sort of guidance for the school districts. This is a regional effort between school districts in Chelsea and Revere. More on energy efficiency programs. I'll go ahead and pass it on to my colleague, Lydia Malcolmus, the energy advocate, to talk about the Community First Partnership.
Hi, good evening. As Abderek said, my name is Lydia. I'm the energy advocate for North Suffolk. I work with the Mass Save program through the Community First Partnership Grant, which North Suffolk has been a part of since 2022, I want to say. We seek to increase participation in the Mass Save program, which in renters, low-income residents, residents who speak languages other than English, and small businesses. The Mass Save program is intended to connect residents to rebates and incentives for energy efficiency upgrades for renters, homeowners, landlords, and again, small business owners. Our outreach has included general community engagement, tabling at community events, working with community partners and stakeholders, and letters and postcards. We work with different vendors who provide the energy efficiency upgrades, but are available to residents for any questions that they have along the process, or barriers that they might run into, or ways that the program might be improved, or any other energy efficiency related questions that might come up. It's just a very brief overview, but I'd like to open the floor now for any questions or feedback or just general comments on the, pardon me, presentation.
Thank you, Lydia. Yep, happy to answer any questions you have about any of the things we've touched on or any other projects related to sustainability or resiliency that you're curious to learn more about.
Any questions from the members? Councilor Argenzio?
Thank you. There was mention of a rain garden in the City Hall area for flooding. Can somebody?
Yep, so we're working with Weston and Sampson right now to, they're actually doing just the initial survey right now, so figuring out what's underground, what's above ground, to look at some green infrastructure and installations within about a 2-block radius in and around City Hall on Broadway. So connecting back to the Broadway master plan, one of the things we heard is that Broadway can be kind of a relentless corridor at times, and could use some more green space, but also for the stormwater management impacts, there's some real benefits to having more green space.
Oh, I'm all for more green space. I wasn't aware there was any flooding in the area, right?
This supports DPW's work in the Diamond Creek catchment area, which Broadway technically covers in.
Okay.
And so it will help with stormwater runoff that goes into the Diamond Creek area.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any other members of the committee? Hearing none. Thank you, Mr. Skorowski, and your team for your presentation. This, of course, is yeoman's work, and hopeful that the city will continue to invest in climate resiliency and sustainability. With that, that concludes our meeting for the Climate Workforce and Sustainability Subcommittee. Thank you.
Thank you all.
I'll place this on file, Madam Clerk, sorry.